be weird. Stop being weird. Don't be weird. Fucked up, up, fucked up. Don't be weird. Stop being weird. Don't be weird on the internet. Fucked up.
Okay. Come to be weird. I've had such a busy day. It's so good to be able to just come and sit here with you and spend some time at the end of the day and gather my thoughts. And I was sitting here wondering what it was that I wanted to say with you, to you, while we were sitting here together. And it's been a busy, fun day. Lots of editing, and the video that I made of the first ever time we talked about Dude, Where's My Wallet with Otto. And Roger. Yeah. And so I put that out, and then I watched this really, really interesting video on YouTube about the future of the world. Not an alarmist, the sky's going to fall, although he and I differ on perspective. He was talking about AI taking jobs and how the work environment is going to change for millions and millions of people. And he was seeing that as a negative thing, which was so interesting that he was seeing, because I only see it as a positive thing. I only see it as, if everything is taken care of by robots and by AI, how much free time will we have for relationships, for visiting each other, for helping each other with things, you know? Like, I'll come over and help you with that. I haven't got work tomorrow. Sure, you know, we can easily tidy out your cupboards. Or we can go through that old box of stuff and take what you don't need down to the shops. Or we can, you know, I could come and we can, I don't know. Is it idealistic to think that we would be able to use our time if we didn't have to work? I think there seems to be an idea that there will be no money to buy things with. But surely that's the truth, is that there is going to be no money to buy things with. There's going to be a whole different type of interrelationship. Anyway. So it was fascinating, and I haven't quite absorbed it all and taken it all in, and who knows what's going to happen. Could be good, could be bad. I have these rose-tinted spectacles on about what the future's going to be like. I mean, I remember I was 13, and we went up to the Chimanimani Mountains at a big school camp to do a conservation module. And we went through all, you know, the erosion and the water cycle and all that stuff. And we talked about how there was climate warming and there was acid rain and the sea levels were rising because of the glaciers. And if there was just a 1 centimeter change in the sea level, the whole of New York City could be flooded. I was 13. I was quite worried and anxious. It's not happened. None of that stuff has happened, and I've come to realize the importance of being able to see constancy within change. And I think one of the reasons why people can wind other people up about climate change is because weather changes all the time, and people don't quite get the difference between weather and climate. You know, the weather's changing. It's changing. Yeah, it's always changing. Otto said something interesting this afternoon. He said something about how back back in the olden days, it's possible that, I think he was talking about Norse historians and saying that they didn't have any, there's no references to the Northern Lights. You would have thought that they would have talked about the Northern Lights. There's a possibility that they didn't have the Northern Lights this far south as we do these days, because the climate, the weather was different. Which is an interesting thought. We go in and out of cycles. And it made me start thinking about, well, the experience, the human experience. What the heck? It looks like I'm half cut off. Here. Whereas in here, it's showing the full of my... That's no good. What's going on here? Sorry. I didn't notice that was badly set up. I mean, it looks fine on the OBS. Nope. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so yeah, with this big sort of huge change that I'm having of going and living on a different continent for 3 months. So no, it's not 3 years. It's not that much of a big change, but 3 months is... It's a quarter of a year, yeah? It's not insubstantial. It's not like going over for a 2-week visit. And so I was thinking about change and how these experiences change us, and will I come back changed, and what will the consequence of the change be, and therefore how will the future be, and I was thinking about how nothing in us persists from one day to the next. For all intents and purposes, we are a completely different person every day when we wake up, in terms of cellular structure and body composition and experiences and perspectives, and every single day when we go to sleep, we reboot and we start again as somebody new the next day. And every day we have the choice to make about what that's going to be, what we're going to eat, when we're going to sleep, how we're going to conduct ourselves. And when you are in a place where your life is chugging along, don't really confront those questions. But in times of great change and great transition, we do look into our soul more. And we're having this time in history where people are very introspective, very, very introspective. And everywhere, people are offering new religions, new types of religions, new forms of religions, new takes on religions. And even the AI is God religion, and channeling aliens religions, and all sorts of things that are instructions on how to behave. And yet, if you yourself are linked to the great sentient consciousness that appears to be the precursor of all thought and all action, if you are linked to that, then do you need a person to tell you what to do and how to be? What would the point be of talking to God, understanding what God wants for you? Because everybody knows what God wants for you. It's not like rocket science. It's not like God says something different to every person. It's basically, I love you, have a great life. That's kind of the message. So anything that can be judged in terms of infinite, cosmic, or ruthless love was probably going to be God's voice. It's just maths, it's not rocket science. So we don't need to get a special message from God, because we know the message. Even a child knows the message. What we do need to do is take the time to be in touch with ruthless love, cosmic consciousness. And that is not something that you can do in 20 seconds or 10 minutes. Or it takes a while to be able to still yourself and to be able to focus yourself in on that particular area of consciousness that allows you to perceive and, what would you say, it refreshes your soul. It feeds you, right? It gives you that feeling of, yeah, I get it. That's all right. Everything will be all right forever and ever and ever. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, it's been a very interesting day. And it's been a very fun day in terms of allowing myself permission to enter into a new phase and finish my old phase, and saying goodbye to Dude, Where's My Wallet, and putting up the Arc 3 of the Yellow Brick Road, the last one that we did, and then mapping out the last one of the Pirates. It's a lot of grief, and a lot of saying goodbye, and a lot of regret, and a lot of letting go, and a lot of healing, and good memories, and remembering old times, and being able to reach a place of strength that I can understand this transition to something new as a beginning and not as an ending. I'm wondering if I can take what I've learned from Satori D and the 7 scenes from the Legend of Senpa and take that and offer that idea of a transition to my mother, and maybe learn how people face death by watching these people face death, and realizing that I have to change, and I will be like the older sister. I said to my sister last time I was there, she said, thanks for being my older sister. And I said, what do I do to be your older sister? And she said, you show up and you're my older sister. I said, okay, I could probably manage that. Born to it. So yeah, interesting and fun and good to have these conversations and good to be able to...
+649.
Yeah, good to be able to come here and share with you and transform together into something, I don't know, more stable maybe, more unified, more intentional, certainly with a better understanding of each other and a better foundation. Yeah, anyway, so yes. So it's lovely. It's lovely to do this, and thank you for coming and sitting with me and being here tonight. I don't think I'm going to say too much more because I'm still trying to think of the thoughts. But yeah. And another thing that I was thinking that I wanted to share, different thing, is that I have been considering a lot starting to ask for money on YouTube. Starting to actually ask for Patreon donations, or whatever they're called these days. Are they still? I forget. I don't know what they do. But actually begin to investigate the financial side of an art practice more than just the fun and the making content and that. See if I could somehow gain a little bit more experience so that I would be able to fund projects and fund the community. And I have been seeing Renee doing some amazing stuff on Artisan. So amazing to see passionate, committed young people building up a future out of nothing. I guess that's why I don't think that the AI thing is going to be a problem. Because for the last 20 years, I've watched people make futures out of nothing. Extraordinary futures. And so, if I've been seeing that for 20 years, why is it not a reality? I reckon it is. Okay. Thank you very much for listening to me and for supporting me through this. I did think a lot about what I said yesterday about that I would stop doing this and I didn't have the energy and the time to come and talk. And then this morning I realized this is why I've been doing this, was to get the energy, to get the time, to get the support, to build the relationships. And I've done it in a very arse-about-face way. I can't make a relationship. I'm here to be friends, and I'm not going to be. Yeah, so I might have to change my approach a little bit. But, yeah. And so now I'm not thinking of running away from it, retreating, giving it up and stopping it, which has been very typical of me over the last sort of 20 or 30 years. I'm now starting to think in a new way of how can I change what I'm doing to be more suitable and to be more relevant to the situation? You know? Could I do a live stream in the morning off my phone and just say hi? Or do shorts? Or, yeah. Anyway. Hey, Marshall. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Very, very awesome. And yeah, okay. So I'm very glad that I saw your comment today before I go. And not only saw it, but managed to comment that I'd seen it. So yes, baby steps. Baby steps. I agree with you. Okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you. And so yes, now the way now is how to do it. Not what I should do, but how should I do what I've been doing. Hey, I was actually just on my way to saying goodbye. But hello is good. Hello is good. Yes. And it'll be nice, I think, to be able to learn to speak to you like this. Because, yeah, I don't know why, because I have seen people do it, and I've seen the type of relationships that can be built. And I don't quite understand how to do it, but I do know that this is a community where it can be done. And you're here supporting me, so you're here to help me out with it. All right. So I have talked enough now. I have really talked enough now. So I'm going to go off and do dinner and dishes. And we'll be back in the morning and we can carry on talking. And I hope to see you again tomorrow, Marshall and Roger and everybody else. And thank you so much.